Hey guys, welcome to our channel. In this video I am going to recap a romance comedy movie called Behaving Badly. So let's start the video. The movie begins with a boy named Rick who sees his mom Lucy lying unconscious on the couch. Actually, Rick's mom Lucy had tried to commit suicide and many letters were lying in front of her. Now seeing this condition of Lucy, Rick immediately admits him to the hospital. Further, we learn from the letter written by Lucy that Lucy came to know about her best friend Miss Bender and Rick's affair. And maybe that's why Lucy tried to commit suicide. Next, Rick tells us how it all started and we see Rick in flashbacks. Rick's mom Lucy is an alcoholic and doesn't pay any attention to her kids. And she always talks about taking divorce to his dad. Ricky has a sister named Kristen, the one who works in the club. Then we are shown Rick's dad Joseph. He also does not pay attention to his children and stays out of his house most of the time. Along with all this, we also get to know that Rick likes a girl named Nina, but till date he has not even talked to her. Now as the movie progresses, Rick goes to meet a boy named Jimmy. Jimmy is the owner of that club and Rick's sister Kristen also works in the same club. Jimmy asks Rick to bring one of his dancers. Rick goes to his house to call the dancer. She does not want to go to the dancer club, after which she starts abusing Rick. The scene unfolds and in the next scene Rick comes to his friend Billy's house. Here we also see Miss Bender, the Billy's mom. Then the Billy's mom sends the Billy outside to get some stuff. Then when Rick was alone in the house, Miss Bender starts coming to Rick, and since then Miss Bender and Rick's affair starts. The next day the Billy and Rick were talking about proposing to Nina. Then there comes Carlos. He bets with Rick that if he makes Nina his girlfriend then he will give him $1,000, but if he is not able to make Nina girlfriend then he will have to pay $1,000 to Carlos. Now hearing this, Rick also enthusiastically agrees to this condition, but later he has realized that Carlos is the son of a gangster, and if he is not able to give him the bet money then Carlos can kill him too. After this he sees Saint Lola in the bathroom, who is actually an imaginary friend of the teenagers, where she motivates Rick to impress Nina and make her his girlfriend. Here we learn that Nina has broken up with her boyfriend's cabin and that Rick can make Nina his girlfriend. When the teacher is teaching them in the classroom, then he dies there, due to which the students get leave. Then on coming out of school, Rick talks to Nina and asks her to accompany him to the teacher's funeral. Just then his boyfriend comes there and Nina says yes to walk to the funeral in front of him. And in the next scene we see them at the teacher's funeral. They were sitting in Rick's mom's car. Just then, Nina tells Rick that she loves Josh Garden's music. Rick tells Nina to impress her that he knows Josh Garden personally and is also going to attend his concert tomorrow. Nina also gets very happy hearing this and asks him if I can also go to see the concert with you. Rick did not have any other option, so he answers yes. In the meantime, someone hits him from behind and on his way out, it is found that he has been hit by the father of the church. Father then apologizes to Rick and tells him that he will get his car repaired. Now Rick has promised Nina to go to the concert, so he goes to Jimmy and asks him to gamble for the concert tickets. Jimmy agrees to take Rick's job, but before that he gives Rick the job of getting drugs from one of his dealer. Now Rick goes to get drugs and he keeps some drug with him. Now because Rick needed a car to go to the concert, he asks Miss Bender for her car, and Miss Bender agrees to give him her car. But since Rick goes to get the car from Miss Bender, she asks him to take the Billy along with him. Billy and Rick then go to Jimmy to get concert tickets, when they learn that Jimmy cheated on them by not buying the concert tickets. Then both of them were thinking something when Nina comes there, and then the Billy sees Rick's dad's car there. Upon entering, they see Rick's dad and Billy's dad with a girl. Now because Rick was unable to take Nina to the concert, he apologizes to Nina and Nina also forgives him. The next day when those people go to school, a new teacher comes to teach them, but this teacher also dies while teaching. When Rick comes home after this, he gets a call from a mechanic named Mantis, who tells Rick that it will take another week to fix his mom's car, so he gives Rick some time to drive a very expensive car. Rick was very happy about the car, so he enjoys a lot with Billy and Nina, but on the same night, Rick is caught by the police. Because the police was found dead body of Mantis in his mom's car, and because Rick was driving the Mantis's car, the policeman thought that Rick had murdered him. And when one is interrogated, he tells the police that he had gone to the Mantis to get the car repaired at the behest of the church father. At the same time, there comes a lawyer who was sent by the father of the church to help Rick, and at his behest, Rick puts all the blame on his dad's head. Then when Rick was about to drop lawyer to his house, she accidentally takes Rick's drug and gets drunk and starts coming close to Rick. But because Rick is in love with Nina, he leaves Loyal at her house and comes to his house. On coming home, Rick sees that his sister has invited many of his friends to his house. Seeing that, Rick comes up with an idea, and he calls the Billy and says, "We will open a street club over here for a night so that we can collect $1,000. Actually, Rick was thinking that he would lose this bet, so he was doing all this, after which he tells all this to Steven and Kristen. And both get ready. Further, the cat also calls his mom Miss Bender, and Rick does not like this at all. Sir, when the Billy goes out, Miss Bender tries to come close to Rick, but Rick somehow manages to get rid of him. After a while, the Billy comes there and he sees his mom doing strange things. Then Rick asks him to take his mom to another room. After which Rick calls Jimmy and invites him to the party so that he can take care of Billy's mom. And then the party starts and Billy and Rick start making lots of money. After a while, Jimmy comes there and one sends him to Miss Bender's room. After a while, Nina also comes there, and she came there because she was worried about Rick about the police case. Then Rick takes her to his room and they start coming close to things, but then Miss Bender comes there. Listening to Miss Bender, Lena comes to know that Rick's and Miss Bender's affair is going on, due to which she gets angry and starts leaving from there. Rick tries to persuade him to see him go, but only then Nina learns another thing, that Rick has made a bet to make her girlfriend, due to which she becomes more angry. During this time, the policemen come there because they had opened this club without permission. After this, the cops arrest everyone except Rick, and Nina is also arrested, along with which Nina feels very bad. Now next day, Rick goes to the police station to meet Nina, and he comes to know that Nina is also fell in love with him. But now after this accident, she does not even want to see his face. On coming home, Rick gets a call from his father, who was in a lot of trouble because of him, because he took his name in the police station. Guys, let me tell you, whatever was happening in this movie till now was the flashback scene. Now we will see the present. After this, Rick gets into a lot of problems, so he goes to the church to confess. He tells father that he is having an affair with Miss Bender. Hearing this, father starts quarreling with Rick because he too has affair with Miss Bender. He then goes to Miss Bender and ends his affair from her forever. He then goes to the hospital to meet his mother and apologizes to her. Rick's mom feels that he is very upset. That's why his mom tells him that you have to fix everything. Rick gets motivated after hearing this. After which Carlos comes there and is catching him because he did not pay $1,000 for his bet. Here Carlos about to hit Rick's fingers. Rick gets very scared of seeing this. Then Carlos starts laughing and says, "I was joking for so long," and releases the Rick. After that, the Rick goes to the lawyer and tells him that I need your help to help my friend, but he didn't have the freeze to pay the lawyer, so the lawyer hires him part-time with him. After this, lawyer frees his friend from jail, after which Rick goes to the hospital to meet his mom, where we learn that Nina is working there part-time. Then Rick goes to his mom and gives the divorce paper to his mom so that his mom can get the divorce from his dad. Later, when Rick was happily coming out of the hospital, he comes to meet Nina. Rick tells him his feeling by saying sorry, and Nina also gets impressed by him and accepts his proposal, and then she kisses him, and with this our movie ends. And if you enjoy this video, so like this video and subscribe to our channel so that we can get motivation to make more videos for you. Thanks for watching.